I want you to make the following connection: targeted marketing and niche market. The course is called Target Market Tactics. Let me just see it over here. Target Market Tactics. And in this bubble, I call it Niche Market Discovery. So this is my brand name on what I chose to call the course, but this is just what it is: Niche Market Discovery. How to discover a niche. And when you start using these words, targeted marketing, niche market, and then I just generically say market, I mean the same thing. So a niche market is an extremely targeted market. By targeted, it means you're going after the people who already want to know more about what you're trying to sell. Now, I realize I'm trying to teach you here how to find ideas to sell. So you may not know right now, because we're not at that point in this course yet, you might not know what you're trying to sell. But first, I'm telling you, look, you want to pick a group of people with a common interest. Then you want to develop a product that appeals to that group of people. And when you make that product that appeals to that group of people, and then you go and you find those people, what you're doing is you're targeting the audience that you want, that you designed the product for, and that's called targeted marketing or niche marketing. And this stuff is really powerful if done properly. Anything done improperly is kind of crappy, even if something's powerful if you do it right. So, first thing here is don't waste money marketing to people who aren't interested in products or services. Focus on finding the people that have a high probability of already being interested in your product. So, we want to focus on finding the people already interested in your product. This should just make complete sense. You don't want to go after people by spending money on advertising to people who aren't going to be interested in your product, because you can just waste a lot of money. You could spend $1,000 putting an ad on a website geared towards the wrong market, and there's a low chance that those people are going to be interested in your market if they're not in your niche or in your target market. So by understanding where these people are and what their interests are, you can avoid wasting money by trying to market to every website out there. If you sell a product on how to use tools, you probably wouldn't want to go on women's websites that deal with maternity clothes and stuff like that to market your hand tool product. But it would be a good idea to go to targeted websites, websites that deal with carpentry and building and auto mechanics if you're trying to sell tools to those people, because they're already interested in tools. Another good thing about targeted marketing is people with common interests tend to congregate and talk to each other about the commonality of the group. If you enter the group and provide something that solves a problem or gives valuable new information, it will quickly spread like wildfire among the group. So, people with a common interest, common problem, they tend to get together and talk about their problems, interests, needs, desires, hopes, dreams, all that stuff, because they have something in common. People are drawn to each other when they have something in common. And, I majored in mathematics in college, and I'm a mathematician, and there's certain people that I have to call up and get together with if I want to talk math with. My wife is not a mathematician, and my business partners aren't mathematicians either. So if I really want to get nerdy and talk calculus, I've got to go find one of my old professors, or I got to find one of my math friends. But if I want to talk business, then I've got my partner Robert Borowski, and I have some other people that I could talk business with. But I wouldn't be talking business with, some of my brothers, because they're not as interested in this stuff as I am. So I have different friends for different things, and at different points, I like to get together with these people and share that common interest. And my brother Kyle, I like to talk with him about music. We always talk about the bands that we like and the concerts that we're planning on going to, and we have fun together with that. But he really enjoys watching football, and I don't really follow football, so he has that in common with my other brother. So what I'm saying is, people can be members of different groups, but if I was hanging out with my brother talking about music and someone walked in and said, hey, do you want to go talk about math? Well, my mind probably wouldn't be on math, and I might not be interested in math. But if I was already in the group with Kyle talking about music, well, someone walked in and said, hey, there's a new Metallica album. Well, then I might say, yeah, well, let's check that out. And we might right there and then start exploring that. It's kind of a dumb example because I'm not really a big fan of Metallica, but that's the first band that popped into my mind. So um, who knows? Maybe the Led Zeppelin reunion would be a better example. So even though that's impossible because of John Bonham's death. So the people with something in common, they get together and they talk about that commonality. And if you can get into that market, there's a potential that once they find out about your product or your website, if it's really good and really solves a problem, they're going to tell their friends. And you can have a ripple effect. And that's exactly what you want to be doing. And if your product is quality, there's a great quote that I just saw on a biography of Milton Hershey. He's the guy that took chocolate. At the time that he formed Hershey's, he was originally selling caramels in Philadelphia. And he always liked chocolate, but it was something that only rich people could buy. It was from a certain island, and only rich people, it was real expensive to produce, and only rich people had access to it. And he had the genius to see that chocolate was something that everyone should have access to, and he was the first person to mass produce chocolate. And he never spent a penny on advertising the first several years he was in business. And he said, give them quality, that's the best form of advertising. So if you have a quality product, and I talk about adding value, if you actually do add value and have a quality product, of course you're going to want to advertise, but the word of mouth advertising that you can get is something that you can't even buy, even if you do buy advertising. So you want to have the good word of mouth advertising, and you also want to have the advertising you can buy, because both are profitable, so you want to do everything you can. And one of the biggest benefits of the power of targeted marketing, it's easy to find groups of people with common interests on the internet. And it's not written here, but it's even easier to target them on the internet. You can target individual people on the internet based on their needs and desires, and send them a message at the exact time they're looking for the solution that you're providing. And you can only target the people looking for those things. That's incredibly powerful, and it's just so simple with the internet and with the tools that we have available today. It's literally an opportunity that didn't exist 10 years ago, and it's just getting better and better. So targeted marketing is an excellent thing. It helps you not waste time by going after people who aren't interested, and it helps you find the people who are really interested, and then it just makes the selling process so much easier. So it's easier to convince people who are already convinced.